Alrighty, we are live from Columbus, OH, and this is no, it's not, it's the Answering Your Financial Questions live stream, is what it is. And episode number 100. That means that audio is working, so that's good. Good to have audio in your videos. Where was I? Episode 142, and today is a very special episode because it's not only Friday, but it's Friday the 13th. So happy Jason Day to everybody. And welcome. I'm Coach Steve Money. I'm a Ramsey Solutions certified financial coach. And as I get to the page I want to be on, there we are. That's what I was looking for. You're watching this on youtube.com/coachstevemoney. And for my financial content, scroll past the Oak Island playlist there. And you'll see the Ramsey Show After Show 148. No, 141 on there. Yeah, that is wrong. Let me see if I fixed that or not. I thought I did. And that's me live right now. I did not. So that one I need to fix by putting it in the right spot. I did add the last couple though. Yeah, I'm just missing the 141, 39, 38, 39, 40, and that one that's right in the Ramsey Show After Show playlist. That needs to go there, and I will fix that after the video. I did fix the rest of them. I did remember. And so that's the other, that's basically, this is the, if it's not going to be right after the Ramsey Show, it's not going to be an after show. It's going to be an Answering Your Financial Questions stream. And so I will try to do combo of after shows and Answering Your Financial Questions. I will try to still do 5 per week. I don't know necessarily, depending on work schedule. I don't know how much that will be able to happen, but next week I should be able to do that and do 5 or 6 based on the schedule. Also, the music playlist has 12 Ramsey adjacent songs in there, including How to Do the Baby Steps Right. And that's a song about how all the people seem to like to screw up the baby steps and misinterpret them, or they just do whatever they want to do despite the Ramsey advice. All right, let's jump into some questions. Now on the after show, I do a market report about the market. I did see that was down today, but generally I will not talk about the market on the financial question stream unless a particular question asked about the market. And then I will talk about the market. Alrighty, so let's go. We are at reddit.com/r/Dave Ramsey, and where I get questions from would be this subreddit. Also, alternatively, on Facebook, it's called the Ramsey Baby Steps Community. And if it's not called that, if it's called anything else other than that, you're not getting a group that's run by Ramsey Solutions. But the Ramsey Baby Steps Community, like the Ohio State University, that would be the one run by Ramsey Solutions. Now, this subreddit, also not run by Ramsey Solutions. It's run by fans. Let's see. This is subalpine fur, okay? Subalpine, alpine, subalpine fur. I don't know what that means. What is sub or under alpine? I do not know what that means. On baby step 2, my car is my conundrum. Well, so you see, what you can do is if you bought a stupid car and financed it or leased it before you found the Ramsey advice, and now you're on baby step 2 trying to do baby step 2, you can easily fix it by selling the car, and then you won't have that debt anymore. But anyway, let's read all of this typing right here. Let's see. On baby step number 2, only does my car. I'm feeling frustrated with car situations. Some background information. Live in northern Canada. Okay, doesn't. We don't have public transportation or taxi, Uber, etc. Really? You don't have it in northern Canada? Well, I mean, I guess if you're out in the sticks, it might not. I don't know. Weird. I also live and work in a remote area. My options are drive, walk, quad to work and home. Okay, for groceries and everything, you have to go by car to Tane. Which is Tane, T-A-N-E, is the way my grandma pronounced it. She's from North Carolina. Which, about half an hour, okay? Winter can be severe, sure. It's the Great White North, I get it. As we get up to 5 to 7 feet of snow and -40 for prolonged periods of time. Highway conditions can vary. Sure, okay. Is this all justification station for having a loan on the car? Before when I did Dave Ramsey, I had 2 paid for cars. Oh, so you did Dave Ramsey previously, and then you did something dumb and stopped doing Dave Ramsey, and so now you're back? Is that what the dealio is? The first one was the 2013 Ford Fuge. Had a catastrophic electrical failure and it costed, okay, so I don't know if that's a Canadian thing or whatever, but it cost. It didn't cost it. $8,000 fix. My parents helped me because at the time I was just getting on my feet as a young adult, but I was hit and an accident later totaled the car. Okay. Then I had a 2020 Mazda CXS, and last year the engine blew up at 120,000 kilometers. With zero money, my finance was cleaning up debt from a divorce. I had lost my job, and it just started working again, and we were paying really high housing costs. Yeah, well, all of that would be your fault, so you have to deal with it. That's what we call life. But we needed a car and had no cash and no help available. I was fed up of having cars crater and didn't see another option because we needed a car. He doesn't own any V-Chilis, spelled it incorrectly, vehicles. He just has a work truck. He also has 3 kids. Okay, even though my car was off warranty, the dealership I bought it from felt bad and offered to give me $12,000, excuse me, for my SUV with the pooched motor. Okay, 12,000 is what it was worth when it was running. Okay, that's nice. But they're giving you that on trade-in, and then yeah, we said screw it. Saying screw it and doing debt is not the Ramsey advice. So long story short, too late for that. Now I have a car that's $540 a month in payments. Yeah, see, so the 12,000 that they gave you as trade-in, they're gonna make more than that in interest. Well, not make more than that in interest, but it makes it worth it for them to do something like that. For the next 5 years, yeah. Well, no, that's not the Ramsey advice. Even if you do keep the dumbass car, you would be paying that off early. It's reliable. We do need a car. It's our only car. It's reliable. We do need a car. Justification station here. I feel like, for me, Dave would be like, sell it and get rid of it. That is exactly what Dave would be like. But we obviously don't have cash to buy another car. In this case, would Dave say just pay it off as fast as possible? Well, so what you can do, the problem is escalated by you having done Dave Ramsey before and quit, and now you're starting again. So you're not really working on a set time frame like if you had other debt. And apparently, the man has other debt, and that is only a finance, but sounds like you're living together, so you're doing just about everything you can do wrong. But generally, let's just say you just found Dave Ramsey today, which kind of is what it's like, because as you said yourself, you stopped doing Dave Ramsey, meaning take his advice. And so, if you can pay it off in 3 years, you have to pay it off early. So if you can pay it off in 3 years, if that's your only debt. But see, the problem is the other debt that fiance is having. And so you know, none of the what you typed gives you a pass on the advice. The advice is still not to have a car note and to pay it off as quickly as possible. But you're not going to be doing that because you're going to be paying half of the living expenses for that guy that is going through the divorce or did go through the divorce. And, you know, you're all involved in that. And so I don't know. I don't know. The advice would be to sell it. But otherwise, it would be to stop spending money on anything that's not 100% necessary while you pay that off faster than 5 years. Let's see. Don't have a cash buy. In this case, would Dave say to just pay it off as fast as possible? I think he would still tell you to sell it. We ended up moving to a rundown 70s trailer and only pay $600 a month in rent. Oh, okay, so if you're cutting expenses now and want to pay it off, you know, fine, and try to stay on the freaking plan this time, and hopefully the man involved can pay off all his debt as well. And so no big wedding until you have all the debt paid off between the two of you, and you have a full emergency fund. So you have almost $1,500 a month to throw at debt payments. Okay, that's great. Well, you would do that. Well, see, and we are not we yet. You shouldn't have your. So basically, I mean, he's told people like this that have all these little stipulations of that, well, I can't do this part of your advice because of this, and I decided to go ahead and move in with fiance even though that's not your advice, and this is not your advice. He has said, I can't help you because you're not going to do anything I say to do, so it doesn't matter if I tell you on this car do this or this or this. So yeah, so it's rough. I mean, definitely paying off all your debt as fast as you can is a good idea in all situations, but you're doing so much else wrong that is holding you back by linking yourself to someone that has even more debt than that. And of course, coming from a divorce, not easy at all. So you could be asking for way, way more trouble down the line. And then, I mean, when is it, you know, where else is it going to stop? Are you going to need to have a big wedding and go into debt for that? So that's the dealio on that. Thanks to everybody that's watching, either live right now or on Friday the 13th, or listening later, watching later, perhaps some other day. Comprehensive Kiwi, all right. This is from bloody Australia. Need help finding affordable housing for my 77-year-old father. That is up there. Probably get as old as him. I will not. We'll see. $1,750 a month, Social Security income, 20 to 25K, credit card debt. Yeah, that doesn't help in retirement and no assets. Los Angeles area, the worst place you can be, probably. Let's see what the dealio is here. We got a lot of information that we don't need, I'm sure. Baby step one player, does that mean you or your husband, or your father, I mean? I'm reaching out for advice on behalf of my 77-year-old father who's currently homeless and staying in a 50 square foot pool room in my mom's backyard. She actually had been divorced from him for many years and wanted to fully move on from him, but ended up offering this to him because the alternative would be him living in his car. Well, that's nice of her. I'm trying to find a realistic, actionable path to get him stable housing. You can't get a pass on the math. Income, yeah, the 1750 Social Security. In California, no, dude, just no. And that takes all the money, and then there's no food, anything else. And on top of that, he's got debt that he has to pay off, all credit cards. Not sure the exact amount, but probably 500 to 600 negative monthly cash flow, paying the minimums. Yeah. An older car that is paid off, otherwise no home, no savings. At 77, can he still drive the car? Health, not in great shape. Diabetic, joined the club. Broke his hip 6 months ago. I didn't have anything like that. I mean, I broke my, what's it called? Not a femur, that's your leg. Humerus. Bone right there. I broke that when falling down one step. But it was outside, it was on the concrete. But has recovered somewhat and can walk, okay. Has to pee often, okay. That's got nothing to do with it, nothing to do with anything. And is generally physically limited, extremely bad with computers, technology. I get it. There's not going to be a magic solution. You know, if he was part of a church, maybe they would have some things. You can reach out to see like what a church might be able to come up with, or your city in California, whatever that is, whatever city you're in, you can see if they have any resources for somebody that's homeless and that's indigent. And indigent as far as, I'm assuming, not working, but at least it does get that Social Security check every month. Let's see. The only silver linings are about his situation are his Social Security income and free health care, i.e. Medicare, Medicaid. Okay. Well, that's good about the health care. So doesn't need insurance. I'm honestly not even really sure about where to even start looking for affordable housing. It doesn't exist in California, my friend. Don't you know that already? We applied to many Section 8 rentals, but our understanding is that there are thousands applying to each of these, and we've heard that some people have had to wait years to get on this. Okay. I'm doing what I can, but I feel stuck and overwhelmed. I myself am on baby step 2. And also, you're living in California, so that's not going to be easy at all. With a good amount of debt to work down. My 2 siblings are doing a bit better than me financially, but I don't think they have the appetite to spend a significant amount of money helping him. Okay. Any direction, experience, or even just encouragement would be hugely appreciated. Thanks in advance for any advice you can share. Like I said, I mean, if Section 8 housing is the only type of thing that you can think your city might help, that they might be able to offer, then you just got to go that route. And then, yeah, at some point you have to accept that there's not going to be an answer for this. Because, again, I understand that that's where you guys live, but you live probably in the worst state for that, for trying to find affordable housing, because it does not exist for 1750. Doubt it. Any city in California, the entire state, probably 1750 would be your very low end, even if so. And then he doesn't get to eat as well, which is on top of the 1750 a month. That's why he has 25K credit card debt, probably buying groceries with it. So unfortunately, no magic button, and I don't have any answer for you on that or any other ideas than what you're already doing. Except, of course, check with a local church if you're inclined to do that, and of course, check to see if there's anything else the government can do for it. Maybe they have like food program or something like that. I don't know. Inherit this from Nighthawk DC2. Inherited a traditional IRA from my father. Looking for advice on best course of action. I read this title yesterday when I was giving the preview for this episode, and I said, like, maybe if you have the cash on hand to pay, this would mean that you're not on baby step 2 or 3, that you're past baby step 3. If you have the cash to pay the taxes on it, convert it to a Roth IRA. Let's see. As it said in the title, I was the sole beneficiary of my father's estate and a decently sized IRA. How much is it? Tell me, give me the answer. He took his retirement from his employer in a lump sum and rolled it into an IRA. Okay, great. And that is the best thing to do because pensions suck. And so doing that will make you more money overall. If you have any, obviously, if you would take the lump sum, which is going to be less than taking the payouts, and then you put it in an investment in the market, and then you die the next day or even the next year, it's probably not going to make that much money, but theoretically it doubles every 7 years. And so if you can hang on and live for a while after retiring, then that is definitely worth it, and you will end up with more money overall than had you taken the payments. My only responsibility is to myself. I'm 48 years old. My father worked hard all his life and blessed me with an inheritance, including my childhood home. Okay. And I want to be respectful of it. I am 48 years old, single, no children. I have no debt. Excellent. So honestly, my only responsibilities are to myself and my mother, whom he divorced, with whom he had a friendly relationship until his death. Great. The account is invested fairly conservatively and has historically earned 8% annually. You want to do better than that. That's why Mr. Ramsey, instead of doing index funds, which even the index funds would make more than that annually. So maybe some target date funds or some other dumb crap in there, maybe. Actually, if he was close to retirement age, maybe they had him in some bonds or something safer, perhaps, so that might be a little lower. And you are 48, you still got some time, so I would change the investments. What you can do, you can sell any mutual funds that you have or any index funds or any single stocks you have inside the account. As long as you don't take the cash out, there's not a tax thing. You can just sell one thing and buy another one. In this case, the advice would be to manage mutual funds and the four-way split into small, mid, large cap, and international. Boom, boom, boom. The account is now under my ownership, considering the death occurred about almost 6 months ago. Nothing has been done. Okay, that's fine. You can just let it sit. It's still going to make that 8% annually or so. The account was in essence just transferred to my name. All investments, etc., have continued as before. I have my own investments, right? Roth, traditional IRA, and 403b, as well as a brokerage account. I play with. Okay, and in any of those accounts, are your investments making more than the 8%? So you might want to sell what's in there in that account and invest with something that makes more money than that. Let's see, I'm aware of the laws that I have 10 years to empty the account. Yeah, and that's why you might want to think about it. I mean, or you can wait until 10 years and then roll it. I'm just curious as to suggestions on how to proceed. I'm financially stable. Yeah, and again, so I mean, it seems like there might be a lot in there, so you might not be able to afford the taxes to convert it to a Roth IRA. But the problem is, again, you have to empty that account in the 10 years. I plan on contributing a max to my own 401k, Roth 403b, and IRA. I figured I could contribute approximately 30.5k. 23.3k. What does the parentheses mean? Oh, to my work retirement plus 7,000 in my personal IRA. Yeah, hopefully that's. I think he said that was a Roth. You have a Roth and a traditional IRA. Dumb. Well, not really. I guess you could. Because I think you have the limits in both, so that you can do both. So you can actually do 14,000 for that. I believe that's how that works. I don't actually know. Let's look that up. I'm interested in that. It's never come up before, really. Can you? Whoops. Can you contribute, not donate? Contribute max amount to both Roth and traditional IRA. Yes, you can contribute to both Roth and traditional IRAs in the same year, but your total contribution to all your IRAs, both Roth and traditional, cannot exceed the annual contribution limit. So that's 7,000. So yeah, so why do you have the other freaking IRA? That's dumb as crap. Because you should put all of that in your Roth. So that's not the Ramsey advice, sir. Because you want to get that Roth, that no taxes paid when you withdraw goodness is what you want to get on it. Oh, I did open it. There we are. Oh, back to it. Okay. So you can't do that. So you shouldn't have both of them. That's dumb as crap, as I said before. I'm 48. And I realize that these numbers change after 50 additionally, right? So you'll be coming up there. Additional 7.5 catch up. So doesn't this mean I can tax deduct 30.5k times 2 plus 39k times 8 over the next 10 years? I don't know what kind of dumb scheming and scamming and tax stuff you're trying to do here. I would consult a tax professional for that. I'm not a tax professional, so I have no idea on that. Why would you be tax deducting it? I don't even know what would make you qualify for tax deduction. You're getting the benefit of not having to pay if you have a Roth IRA or you have a traditional IRA, you're getting tax deferments on that, your tax waivers on that. Because if it's IRA, you don't pay taxes on the contributions. And if it's a Roth IRA, you don't pay taxes on the gains. Consider I'm planning on reinvesting the money. Would it be best to withdraw from the account equal amounts for the next 10 years? Or what? I calculated that over the next 10 years, I would need to withdraw 110k annually. Oh, right, because it does keep growing still. So 10 years times 100K. I mean, are we talking about like it has $500,000 or something like that, that in 10 years would be over $1 million, would be like $1.1 million, and that's why you have to do the 110K annually, 8% annual growth. Yeah. And so, but the idea is to make more money than that on it. I've also considered investigating some more aggressive investments, approximately 12% annually. Well, don't you already have some? What kind of dumb crap are you in your own investment accounts? So I don't know that I'm going crazy aggressive, so there wouldn't be any single stocks, no crypto, no dumb crap at all. So, but yeah, but I mean, that's a predicament you're in, but what a great predicament. And you can, as they said, you can change that 8% in it, even if you're going to let it grow and just withdraw 10% of it every single year, so that you end up emptying it by year 10. But you can change the investments in it now so that you make 10 or even 12 instead of 8. I mean, some people think that they're locked into that they can't change that. You can change that. It's got your name on it. You can sell the investments in there and buy better investments if you would like. And that would be the main thing. That would be more important than anything else we're talking about doing. Because that gives you more money to withdraw over the 10 years. Ready Raccoon 9180, baby steps, baby step 2 flare. This person does like to talk about their flare. I find his steps tough for my situation. Well, then that means they're probably exactly what you need to do because you were dumb as crap, maybe. Let's find out. Or if just exaggerating, them and me both. Let's see. My husband and I are expecting our first child in September. Do you remember the 21st night of September? And that song is about having a child. We have 42K in our emergency savings, cash. Okay, $36,000 in investments, 122K in our 401Ks. Okay, well, you wouldn't have separate investments beyond that unless you're in step 7. So that's a no. So if you have a brokerage account that's not, if it's not in a retirement account, so that 36K that's in investments, that gets cashed out and put towards your debt. And it's not tough for your situation. It's the exact right thing to do for your situation. You just don't want to do it, probably. The 401Ks, you don't touch. That's retirement account. You don't touch those. But you stop investing in retirement or at all while you are still paying off step 2 debt. Also, your 42K emergency savings. Let's look at it because I love to do that. It's just to make sure they don't change it, because you never know when Mr. Ramsey might change the baby steps. Save $1,000 for your starter emergency fund. I don't see on here where it says save an additional $41,000 for your emergency fund. It does not say to do that anywhere on here. When does it say to add more to that money for the emergency fund? Oh, in step 3, that's after you paid off all your stupid, dumbass debt. 41K in debt between 2 cars and student loan. Then our mortgage of 460K. We make around 265K a year. Okay, well, don't know about when they bought the house, if they could afford it, but the amount the mortgage is now should not be a problem. We've been paying off our 41K in debt with our leftover money every month. Well, part of the leftover money should be whatever you're putting into any type of retirement or any type of investment at all. You stop doing the 401k, you cash out and close the freaking investment account. That's not a retirement account. And you drop the emergency fund from $42,000 to $1,000, just like it says right here. You are not an exception. And again, the steps are not tough for your situation. You just don't want to do them, which that's fine. You can do whatever the crap you want, but doing the crap you want to do is why you're in baby step 2 and not a higher step. According to Dave's steps, we should pay off all our debt. Yes. Completely draining our emergency fund except for $1,000. Yes. And 2, not be saving for retirement. Yes. We'd be leaving money on the table at work, so we'll continue to do this. Well, you're doing it wrong. You're not going to take his advice, so just do whatever the crap you want to do. Why even post on here? That is so dumb. Anyway, I find it hard because we love having 42K in cash ready. I don't give a crap. I'm sure Mr. Ramsey doesn't either. You made the money and then you saved it. You can do whatever you want to with it, but you're not going to get Dave's blessing on it, nor mine. Plus, we live in Florida. Justification station here. Why is Florida a justification? Coming into hurricane season and expecting a child soon? Are you just overthinking it? Yes, crap, yes, you are. You are. At how much debt did we say? 41K. So, yes, you should take out the 36 in the investment. Yes. Immediately. But as far as paying off the debt right now, because you're expecting a child soon, you would pause the baby steps and just pile up money. But you've already done that in advance. So maybe you just call it good with that, and then you put some of this big income into that. I would be fine with that since you already have $42,000 and then 36K in an investment account. That's not as far as I can tell, is not a retirement account. So you have access to freaking $78,000. So I think I would give you a break from having to pause the baby steps on that. And just because you don't want to do it, I want you to move all your stuff to paying off the debt. And so again, fine, keep the 42K of the emergency savings. The second the child is born and the mom and baby are both home safe from the hospital, then you drain that and put that to whatever debt you can. Then you would completely save. Isn't that interesting? Isn't that interesting? The amount of the debt is exactly the extra that they have in their emergency fund. Exactly enough. And so, again, like I said, you want to keep all that, fine. But because you have all that, I don't think you need to be paused. You take your little 265K income, and being sarcastic, because that's not little to probably most of us, and you pay this freaking 41K off quickly. Stop going out to eat. Stop spending money that you don't need to spend. You do not, for example, need a new car just because you're expecting a child. If it's safe enough for you to be in, it's safe enough for the baby and the baby's mama to be in. You don't have to spend a cajillion dollars on the baby's room or furniture in there either. So don't be going crazy. So yeah, I would have plenty of thoughts for this person. that they could do to make their life better. But basically, you're doing it wrong. Matter of fact, you win. That's so much stuff that you're doing wrong. Oh, I'm going to give you the camel version. If I can find it. There it is.
You're doing it wrong. You're doing it wrong. You're doing it wrong.
There we go. Alrighty. So, again, I don't have any problem. I don't think it's the right thing to do, but I don't have any problem with this person doing this crap. If they want to. Again, they made the money, they saved the money, etc., etc. You can do whatever the crap you want to with it. But again, why post on here and why complain about the steps? You don't have to be on the steps. This is a choice. And so, well, I want advice from Dave while keeping my dumb stuff. It doesn't exist. So I don't know. And that's why I would love to talk to somebody like that. I would love to talk to them to see what is going on in their head that they think they need to ask this question of strangers. You know, a lot of people think the Dave Ramsey subreddit is run by Ramsey Solutions, so that affiliated people might be responding, but that is not the case, I don't believe. They may, you know, you may have the Ramsey Show mod or other people that work there that occasionally check the temperature in this subreddit. Maybe they take a look every so often, but I would imagine that they don't bother posting anything on here. Alrighty, deal muted 6010, dead at 23. Bad? Did I have it? Yes, it was bad. 2024 F-150 XLT 4x4, 11K miles. 6-year extended warranty. The extended warranty was dumb as shit. 125K miles. Trade-in value 46K. Oh, 53,504. 999 monthly payment. So you can have a truck or you can pay my rent for me. How about that? 1.9% interest, 56 months left. And so, see, we don't care about how many months are left, because once you start talking about the Dave Ramsey advice, you're paying everything off faster than the term is. You are paying it off as quickly as possible, and that's why there's no room for eating out and such. 2024 Polaris Razer Pro R Ultimate 500 miles. Is that a freaking motorcycle or something? Oh, 28K, worth about 35K, 49. Sell that for sure. Sell that, yeah. I don't care about the thing. 100K a year gross with overtime. Rent and utilities, $700 a month. Live with roommates. Okay, 3K emergency savings. You're doing it wrong. It says 1K. What about that? Don't you understand, people? 5% you do not invest. You are not on step 4 yet, sir. You're not even on, or madam. You're not. It doesn't say. You're not even on step 3 yet. So you're doing it wrong. Maybe one of the 38 people that responded said you're doing it wrong, because this person is too, not to the degree the other person was, though. No credit card debt. It doesn't matter. You're dumb enough buying the stuff with motors in it that go down in value. Moderate with daily spending habits. Just car poor. Should I sell everything? Yes. Even if I end up upside down? Yes. And should I move back in with my parents? No, you don't have to do that, but you sell everything. Sell everything and replace it with one beater car. You don't need no freaking motorcycle or anything else with motors in it other than a car to get to freaking work with. And that's all you need. Burford 77. What do you think Dave would say about your partner loans? Probably the same thing he'd say about your partner. The only ship that won't sail is a partnership. And to not have a partner. Okay? So you definitely don't have partner loans. Let's see what your freaking justification station is, or why you think he might. Why do you even have to ask? So what would Dave do Flair here? For context, I'm a CPA and was offered partner at my firm this year. However, to become partner, you must buy equity from the corporation, which is $100,000 minimum. That's a no for me, dog. Like most people, do not have $100K lying around, so I have to take a loan on it. No, you don't have to. You're choosing to. In some cases, including mine, the corporation will lend you the money and allow you to pay it off over time. That's a no. That's still debt. It doesn't matter if it's your employer that's doing it. And guess what? If you end up, for whatever reason, getting fired or decide to quit there, you're on the hook for that. Probably they would want all of that money immediately. So that's a no. And in case you're wondering, it's a no, and it's still a no 3 seconds later. In my situation, it doesn't matter what your little situation is. At this point, Dave would call you honey. Honey. It's 5%. At 5%. Yeah, that's a no. And I don't care what math there is. There's no math. I don't care if you make $11 billion. That's not going to change the Ramsey advice for no freaking loans. What don't you people understand about that? That is stupid. However, the title of partner comes with a raise of about $3K a month. And that raise would not happen if I didn't accept. So you get $3K a month, but you have to pay $1,800 a month. So you pay more of it than you're getting. So that would only actually be a $1,200 raise while you're paying off the right? Yeah, that would only be a $1,200 raise instead of a $3K. And that reason will not happen if it didn't exactly. It probably would. I probably would have got a raise. I probably would have gotten a raise. You're a CPA and you don't know the English language. I would have gotten a raise. It just would have been around $400 a month, not $3,000. Yeah. So what do you think Dave would say if he's answered the question before? And if you have a link to it, please send it. Thanks in advance. He hasn't, and there's a locked post, of course, because he would never says alone. No, 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 no. Quit being dumb. People are so dumb. People are being so dumb, and they only think about the good things, good part of it. Again, he's thinking about, hey, it comes with a $3,000 raise. It's not. For the 5 years, it's a $1,200 raise, and you have to give them the rest of it right back. Savant's Ridge. I don't know what that is. Paid off. Baby step 2 Flair. Over the past several years, I've been making posts from user mutational falsetto. Oh, the account got hacked. Oh, I see. That was the person's username. And was recovered, and now I can't make posts from there anymore. I would say that's not recovered then. That's just my definition of it, though. Recovered means you can actually use it. About my journey paying off almost $172,000. Well, that part's good. Student loans, a posted yearly update. about my progress more or less since I started. After 5 years, I can proudly say I made my last payment on Wednesday and it just finished processing yesterday. So why didn't you change? You should change your flare to baby step 3 then, right? Unless that's just for student loans and you paid them off before you have, if you have other non-mortgage debt, in which case you're doing it wrong. The thing that helped toward the end, I made some huge jumps in paying the loans off since January. We're in an accidental raise. Oh, we're an incidental raise, excuse me. When I switched management companies from 88 to 123,000, that's fun. Continue to work my second job and picking up some side hustles. Great. Working is fabulous, and that's a fabulous way to pay off your debt. Now it taking 5 years, they would have said to sell stuff instead of keep the car and maybe the house or the apartment if you had too much apartment. The thing that helped toward the end, oh, I did read that already. Where am I at? Side work after I dropped my third job. Didn't like the new company that took over the building. To clarify, I am an SLP. I don't know what that is. Taking some time to relax because 5 years of working non-stop was getting to me. I paid for a Spanish immersion retreat next March. Very exciting. I took up learning Spanish 2 years ago, LMAO, as a little gift to myself, and then on to building my emergency fund. Okay, yeah, see, that's the problem with celebrating too much and stopping all your extra work immediately. That's the problem, because you should still continue to be intense while you do the emergency fund. And that retreat should wait until baby step 4. Edit LOL. After looking through my post history on the old account, I realized it was actually coached to 177K I paid off. I forgot that I had a smaller 5K student loan that I knocked out at the start of all this. Okay, great. Great. Congratulations on getting there, but don't screw up now by celebrating too much. And again, I would not stop the other jobs until you got full emergency fund completed. Baby step 2 complete. This person did change their flare to baby step 3. Good job. I wanted to share this achievement somewhere, but can't be telling everyone your business. That's fine. They normally don't understand it anyway and think you're weird or just can't, just are flabbergasted by it. Yeah, so you have to look for people that are also doing the steps the same as you are. Made my final payment on my car loan yesterday. I'm officially debt free. Congratulations. I won't lie, it hasn't really hit yet. So what you do, you don't need to say filler words like honestly or I won't lie. Just be honest. Just don't lie and it'll be fine. So you didn't have to put the I won't lie part. Could have started with it hasn't really hit yet. Since I'm kind of in the red with my money, but now I know all the money I was paying towards student loans and a car loan is coming back to me. Now on to baby step 3. You can't be in the red if you have paid off all your debt. I mean, you may have only $10 in the checking account, or even less. You may have only, 1 cent in there, or even down to nothing in the checking account, but you would not be in the red. It's dangerous to have a race car in the red. That's Pulp Fiction. Do watch it if you have not seen it. It is very good. Nuovo Ramsey Bambino. This person, I have read something from them before, and look, this is an update. So, baby step 4, flare here. Baby steps update 15 months later. Let's see if they're doing it right. I'm already just prepared for it because most people are not going to do the steps correctly just because they don't want to. They don't want to sacrifice enough to do it. So let's see. I've been wanting to share baby steps update with others on here to a baby steps update. My bad. Read it incorrectly. Wrote it correctly. Good job. On here to encourage people to stay the course. I feel like for me, too often people post on here but don't give enough details for others. So you're going to give all the details. See how their situations compare. It really doesn't matter. Just the fact that somebody else did it should inspire you. And I know comparison is the thief of joy. That's right, you said it. But I think having data to compare can help others see the path forward. This is where it started with the baby steps. I'm not clicking on the old link there. Early 40s, couple with 2 kids in elementary school. 2024 household income pre-tax, $373,000. 30-year fixed rate mortgage, 26 years left. You doing it wrong. Hopefully you didn't get that mortgage after you started the baby steps. Because that would be bad. 2.65, no, you probably did it before that. Just guessing. Carlin 1 paid off May of 24. Carlin 2 paid off July 2024. Great savings, $33,000. And did you have that already before paying off the debt? Should not have. If so, cash on hand, $15,000. What we live off each month, $15,000. You need $15,000 to live off each month. Take home monthly income approximately $16,500. Does not include bonuses and business distributions. I contribute to a 401k each month in order to max out for the year. How? Oh, I mean, is that after your 401k comes out? Because it says take home, so probably 401k comes out first, which it shouldn't have while you were paying off debt. So yes, of course did it wrong. How dare we think somebody did it right? We're setting up and maxing out Roth IRAs. 401k is 285k. 15k in crypto, that's a no. And you shouldn't have that if you had that while you were paying off debt either. That's a no. 63k investment account, that's a no. You invest 15% of gross income into your work retirement account or Roth IRA, or the best you can do. You do not do extra investing. 15% only. And the rest of this goes to the house to pay off the house early. So you're doing it wrong. Of course, we knew that already. Surrendered whole life policy and used to pay off car loan. It's $529 for the kids. Okay, that's fine. It's not always easy, especially when you don't do it correctly. You did it wrong. Worked hard. We fought the desire to keep up with the Joneses. Hey, you ain't going without much stuff. $15,000 to live off each month. You're not going off. I'm gonna guess. I'm gonna go ahead and guess you're not in a cheap house, because you probably got the 30, so you could afford it. So that was only 4 years ago. And when did you start it? Oh, it doesn't say, and I'm not gonna click on it to see. Oh, sure, why not? Click on it. Oh, only 1 year ago? Committing Dave Ramsey method. Well, you didn't commit to his method because you did it wrong. So that was only a year ago, and so they already had the 30-year. Yeah, so they already had that. Oh, it was $330,000. So that is probably fine with that income. Okay, so I'll take that back. But where's that all the 15,000 going then? That's what I have the problem with. Worked hard. We fought the desire to keep up with the Joneses or go buy a fancy new toy. Tracking discretionary spending has helped curb those desires. Where's the 15,000 going a month? The biggest thing for me has been seeing the compound interest growth over the past year. You should not have seen any of that because you were still paying off debt. You did it wrong. The larger 529 account went from 47. You wouldn't be doing that because, hey, guess what? Kid college is step 5. If when you were on step 2, you should not have had that. And if you started that, that was dumb as crap. And I don't know why you would think you had to do that unless you thought you had to do all the baby steps at the same time, which is also dumb as crap. Most of the growth is investment returns. We're currently on baby steps 4, 5, and 6. I'd love to throw it all at the mortgage, but that is not what the baby steps teach. Good luck to all working the baby steps. Yes, true. You do not do that. You want to do the 15%. Sounds like you're doing more than 15%. If they're in elementary school, you don't have to overfund their they said 529 accounts. You don't have to overfund that. You put just enough in there so they can have what you want them to have when they're 18. What you think 4 years of college would cost. And then the rest you put to the house. And I don't think you're putting enough to the house. So I think you're doing it wrong. With no debt though, that's in a good place, but still doing it wrong. And so you didn't commit to the Ramsey advice. You took some of it and did what you wanted to do with the rest of it. Oh my goodness, it's over an hour now. Alrighty, where does the time go, kids? When investing 15% of income, do you count employer match? No. Employer match is gravy on the biscuit. Charged off accounts, we'll see what those have to do with it. They don't sell accounts to collections, okay? And so if they said they don't sell collectors, they're the collector then. Okay, we'll get more into that. What's tomorrow? Saturday? I will do Saturday. I think I have on there Saturday and or Sunday for streams, and that again would be 8 p.m. Eastern time. Tomorrow, Saturday, and Father's Day, Sunday. So I'll at least do one Saturday or Sunday, and maybe both. Home advice. Plans on buying a house, eventually paying off most of it or all in the next 4 to 5 years. Once he cashes his 401k. All right, that sounds sus. Who knows? Who knows? A real millionaire, not just net worth. Okay, net worth is the definition of millionaire, and you're a dumbass if you think it means something else. Alrighty, and we will get into all of that on the next Answering Your Financial Questions live, or the next what's that called? Ramsey Show After Show. But I think that will not happen until Monday, I believe. I'll be saying that here shortly in my plugs. It tells exactly when those will be. Once again, youtube.com/coachstevemoney. Let's reset the plugs here. There we are. You can schedule a free financial coaching consultation with me at calendly.com/coachstevemoney. You can email me at coachstevemoney@gmail.com. Donations can go to paypal.me/coachstevemoney. Alternatively, donations can be sent through CashApp at $coachstevemoney. Or a Walmart gift card. Just the donations are off the chain. So many options. Walmart gift card to that same email address, coachstevemoney@gmail.com. English words. Upcoming streams, The Ramsey Show After Show, 11:07 a.m. Eastern Time this Monday. There we are, June 16th. And a week from today, next Friday, June 20th. I must be off on both mornings. Answering your financial question streams, 8 p.m. Eastern, Friday the 13th, that's today's, as well as Saturday the 14th and or Sunday the 15th. And so, yeah, that's exactly what I said. Alrighty. So, thanks so much for watching. Please subscribe, like, and comment. And as always, as it says up in the banner there, right underneath the lovely logo that CP created for me, Chris Pittman, and his email is designed, past tense, designed by Pittman with 2 T's at gmail.com. If you would like to collab with him on some branding for yourself. As always, though, make smart financial decisions every day and don't do it wrong. Well,